Okay, I hope it is working. I hope it is working. Okay, thank you. It's echoing, I think. Thank you. It's echoing, I think. Thank you. Okay. Namaste, friends. Sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, let's directly get into the topic. It is help yourself with the 6 days. So all the information that I will be providing here is out of my own experience and experimenting the different tastes and how it impacts us. It's not any kind of medical treatment or consultation. So I'm not a doctor or a dietitian, but I really care for all of you. So I have the science background with horticulture, biotechnology, agribusiness management, and I've been volunteer in Uni5 Shakti Foundation for the past 13 years. Completed many courses in Ayurveda, special course on the 6 tastes of food, their qualities and the functions from Easy Ayurveda. And I've also done courses in natural health science, natural way to relieve stress. And I've been guided by Vedic scholars like Dr. Dongreji on all the Ayurvedic principles. And most importantly, I have the personal experience of getting rid of the gut health issue that I had from a very long time. And using these Panchabhuta healing techniques, I have really overcome these problems. So talking about the 6 days, it is called Shadras in Sanskritam. And it is the concept of Ayurvedic principles. It's not just out of simply we are talking about 6 days. So it's based completely on the Ayurvedic science. And Shadras are the 6 days that we enjoy every day in our diet. They are sweet, sour, salty, pungent, bitter, and astringent taste. So as we all know, the universe is made of the 5 elements. We see the earth, water, fire, air, and space. So similarly, the same elements are present within us. The body we see, the flesh, bones, right? The water element is the saliva we produce, the blood flowing in our body, the lymph, plasma, right? That is water. The fire element is the heat. We have the digestive fire, which helps to digest our food. If we touch our skin, we feel the warmth. So that's the temperature within us, heat element. Then there is the air, which is constantly we exchange air with the external air element. We constantly breathe. Even while sleeping, we breathe. And next is the space element. Space is like everywhere, right? Outside there is space. That's why we build all these buildings. Everything is there. And also within our body, there is space because of which we are able to put some food inside, right? There is space in the earlobes, the nostrils, all the orifices that our body has. They are the entry, and inside is the space element. So these 5 elements internally and externally have this connection. We are actually one. We separate from this universe and feel as if we are different as I. The identity we have separates us from this connection with the nature. So Uni5 talks that as we have these 5 elements physically, earth, water, fire, air, and space, so we are also not just the body, but we are also the mind, the water element. So in mind, we have all the emotions, all the thoughts we get. And we are also the intelligence, buddhi, where we are able to make decisions. We can analyze things. Then the air element is the identity, the forefinger, index finger, with which we show that I-ness. The identity is the self-awareness. And there is that consciousness, which is one consciousness that is common. But we separate as I, but it is that one consciousness, because of which we, as we are separated with that oneness, we get into all these health problems. So we have, like the 5 elements, we have the 5 sense perceptions, right? It's called as the tanmatras in Sanskritam. They are smell, taste, sight, touch, sound. It is called like Shabda, Sparsha, Rasa, Rupa, Gandha in Sanskritam. So the space element that we have is connected to the sound. Okay, like we can sense the sound when there is vacuum. Like in a shell, if we keep, we can hear the sound. Like the air element, we can sense the element through touch. And the fire element through sight, we can see the fire, right? As we go higher from space to the earth, the elements become more gross. Then water, we can physically see, we can touch even the water. And earth, we can very much feel. So the grosser the element, the more physical it is and more physical, and we can feel it. All the 5 senses will be there in the earth element. But just the space alone will be there in the space element. Though other elements will be present, but in very, very minute quantity. So everything in the universe is made of the 5 elements, but few elements will be dominant. So same way, when we consider even in our individuals, we are all made up of the 5 elements, but few elements will be dominating. And based on that, we need to treat our body. So the taste element that we saw, it is connected with the tongue, right? And it is the water element, the taste. So here we say rasa for taste in Sanskritam. So ra means like the relishing, we enjoy the food. And sa is like the flowing, like all the, as we put the food inside our mouth, first thing is saliva is secreted. So it's the first experience of food associated with secretions in mouth. And we also connect this rasa term with various like navarasas to emotions, interests, devotion like bhakti ras we say. Then we have the juices we drink, plasma, semen. The essence of everything is called ras. And also music also has the ras in that. Like we enjoy it, right? So Shadras, talking about the 6 days, it is mentioned in Ayurveda that we should consume food in these sequence, like sweet, sour, salty. Katu is like the pungent, bitter, and astringent. So this sequence should be maintained, because as we put sweet taste in the beginning, it's like inviting, welcoming the food. So all the secretions will start, the digestion process. From the mouth itself, the saliva starts secreting. But what we do, we nowadays take sweet in the end, right? And also we don't take all the different 6 tastes. We only take mostly sweet or pungent, salty stuff. And we completely forget about astringent and bitter tastes. This is what gives diseases or health problems to us. So even modern science talks that we should have diversified food. It speaks in different language, that it talks about microbes, so good bacteria, bad bacteria, more diversified, more bacteria. It is very good for our gut health and all. But it's basically we should consume all these 6 days in our diet. So the elements that we talk about that are present in the universe and within our body, there are these forces called Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. They are also present in our body. They are the energies which make our body function. So they are present in our whole body, and the element that are present more in our body brings out that particular aspect. Like if there is more of air and space element, our body nature would be Vata. And if we have more fire element within us, water element, it is more of Pitta, fiery nature. And if we have more earth and water element, we are called like Kapha nature. So these different natures also have their own functions. So we behave in a certain manner. If we have more air element and space element, we'll be more active, like just like the air. It's brisk and it will be moving, right? So we'll be very active, enthusiastic, and all the moments continuously we'll be thinking, we'll be doing some actions. And all the other urges will be normal, respiration, sleep, such things will be normal. While in Pitta body, it is fire element, right? Fire and water. So they'll be more intelligent. They will have the glow and luster in skin, hair. They'll have they'll be very passionate about doing certain things, very determination. If they decide something, they will do it. No laziness. And so they will have more of digestion, more hunger, thirst, because there is more fire. They continuously feel hungry and thirsty. Then the water element or the kapha, which has more of earth and water, they'll be very stable, like Mother Earth, very physical and more. They'll have good strength, tolerance, they'll be more loving, and their body will have more immunity. So considering each body type, we should consume the foods in a particular sequence, and also we should include more of these tastes. So if the person is Vata type, they should consume more sweet, sour, salty tastes and less of pungent, astringent, and bitter. If they consume other way, like if they consume more of bitter, there will be imbalance in the body, and that's how we end up in problems. So for Pitta type of body, where there is more fire and earth, water, we need to consume more of bitter, sweet, astringent, salty will be less, sour and pungent will be less. For Kapha type of body, we should consume more of pungent, because it is all watery and all, right? They'll be very stable. So to stimulate and be active, they should consume more of pungent things, bitter things, astringent, and less of sour, salty, and sweet taste. So these elements that are present, they also have their own qualities. Like earth is more stable and non-moving. Water element is moving. We can see the flow. And also it is transforming. Like if we keep water in a glass, it will take the shape of the glass. If it is in a bucket, it will take the shape of bucket. So same way, it's also like water element is our thoughts we saw. So we keep on changing our thoughts, right? So fire is always interaction, lot of chemical reactions, activity happening is fire element. And the property of air is to localize. So wherever it finds a place, like if it is a balloon, it will enter into balloon. So it just localizes that place, and also it has the drying quality. Like if we keep any wet cloth under air, fan or something, it dries up. So it has the drying quality. And also last, the space element, it is very like expansion. It accommodates everybody, right? We're all in the space. So it is all encompassing. It has that unconditional love aspect. So now, each taste that we saw, all the 6 tastes have their own qualities. So if we consume sweet taste, what it does is it basically nourishes us. Then sour taste, as we put that sour taste, it has the quality to move things down. Then the salty taste, it is like penetrating. It can get into deep tissues and penetrate. It can be even physical, vegetables, anything. That's why we do a lot of marinations, because it penetrates deep and softens the system. Then pungent taste, it stimulates, activates. Like just if we cut onion, how all the secretion starts. From the eyes, tears start coming. And if we consume pungent foods, the saliva, everything starts, even the digestive juices, everything is released. So bitter taste is like drying. It has that air element, and so it has the drying quality. Astringent taste, it has the quality to stop anything that is flowing or moving more, like secretions. If we want to stop, we need to use this element, this taste. So we'll see in detail how these tastes work. So sweet taste, called as Madhura Ras, has earth and water element, and examples are meat, dairy, grains, fruits, nuts, jaggery, dates, raisins, ghee, starchy veggies. So all these come under the sweet taste. They help to nourish and build our tissues. They will give us a lot of strength. It's pleasing to taste. Sweet taste anybody likes, right? So it is said in Ayurveda that from the time we are born, it is ajanma samyam. So it is the taste we all should have from birth till death. Then this particular taste is very lubricating, nourishing, calming and soothing to nerves. It brings not just the physical aspect, but also brings that love and contentment within us. It relieves us from the thirst, helps to put on weight, improves skin complexion, increase the ojas, which is a life force that is making us function, and also promotes the growth of plasma, blood, muscles, fat, bone marrow, and reproductive fluids. Like all the saptadhatus are nourished. But when we consume it in excess, just because we like sweets and it's all very pleasing, if we consume more in quantity, it will cause the imbalance. Like it will increase obesity, laziness, sleepiness, causes all the phlegm issues like cough, cold, congestion. We'll get into the problems like diabetes, tumors, fibroids, PCOD. These are the problems that we see nowadays because we are taking more of sweet taste, salty taste, right? So there will be lack of blood circulation and lymph circulation, cholesterol, buildup of cholesterol and blood pressure. So coming to next taste is sour taste. It is made up of earth and fire element, and it is amla ras. So it brings that movement, downward movement. So examples are amla, lemons, oranges, tamarind, pineapple, vinegars that we make, tomatoes, curd, yogurt, buttermilk, pickles, and many more will be there. These are some of them. So their qualities are, it will increase pitta and kapha. Like there is this element, right? Earth and fire. So it will increase this aspects of pitta and kapha. So they also stimulate saliva and enzymes in our body. So as we put that sourness, even just imagining a pickle having, we will feel that, right? All saliva is secreted in our mouth. So it helps in our digestion, stimulates even underperforming glands, thyroid gland, adrenal glands, gives relief from constipation because it helps to move things down, right? So all the unwanted bloating, gases that are stuck in our body can be released. It increases the earth and fire element. And at the emotional level, it increases discrimination. But when we consume it in excess, it can have the effects like burning sensation in the body. Teeth become sensitive when we take all sour things. Acidity increases, gastritis, heartburn, ulcers, ulcerative colitis, piles, rashes, boils. So excess sweat, lack of strength, and body becomes loose. So unknowingly we consume. We will have a lot of ulcers in our body, and then we keep consuming a lot of tamarind and all these lemon juices, orange juices. So when we understand this, the effect of different tastes, how they function, then we accordingly can take more of certain tastes, certain foods, and less of these problem aggravating ingredients and tastes. So next taste is the salt taste. It's called lavana ras. So this will have fire and water element, and it is that penetrating quality it has. So examples are table salt, sea salt, black salt, rock salt, all the sauces that are available now, chips, salted fruits, seafoods, and many more. So this has the quality. 1 minute. Yeah, sorry. So the salt taste has the quality to stimulate saliva, enzymes, and all the digestive juices. So the food gets well digested and also absorbed. Then it can break down things. So any food we take, so it helps to break down things. That's why we feel the taste and satiety when we consume food with salt. Right? Otherwise, if it is a bland food, then we won't have that juices released or the enzymes produced. It can bring the downward movement of things, like it can relieve constipation, stiffness in the joints, and hence it is used in Ayurveda along with oils. If we have rigid bones, it is used like oil is warmed and then little bit of salt is added and then applied on our bones and joints. Then it can penetrate into deep tissues. So even in our foods, we use this salt. So it helps to break down. If it is very hard to cook, when we add salt, it will easily cook. Same way it happens even in our body. It can penetrate deep and release things. It can make it go and move things. So unwanted gases are also released. It helps in fat loss, removes blockages, and at emotional level increases courage and fearlessness. The modern research also says that now this taking excess salty food items not only affects our health, like increasing blood pressure, heart attacks, and vascular dementia, but they also are affected with increased stress hormones. So scientists found in studies that high salt diet increase levels of stress hormone by 75%. So excess consumption of salt has adverse effects. So here are some of them. Swelling in the body. So it retains water, right? When we keep salt, it absorbs all the moisture. So sodium retention increases fire and water element. So because of that, ulcers, acidity, hair loss, bleeding, arthritis, gray hair, accelerated aging, and skin diseases occur. The next taste is pungent taste. So it's fire element there, air element. So it is called katuras and it stimulates things, not just the body, but even our mind. It makes us active. So examples are onion, garlic, radish, mustard, chilies, black pepper, ginger, and other spices. So this taste has the qualities like stimulating quality and brings out secretions, saliva, enzymes, digestive juices, digestive fire, and even our mind. So it improves appetite, helpful in digestion process. It opens channels, like any blockages in the body can be opened, breaks up clots, then acts like blood thinner, just like aspirin, helpful to treat skin infections and expel toxins out. Removes extra water from the body, so can dry up pus. If there is any wounds and pus formation, it can dry things. It increases passion at the mental level. So I recently, during my visit to India, I used this at home. My mom had very much inflammation in the finger. So there was a lot of pain and pus was forming. So I just grated some ginger, applied there, wrapped it with the betel leaf, and within 5 days, it completely healed. But the same thing had happened to her earlier also. And at that time, you can see the other finger, the whole nail had come out, it seems. And then she had the pain and the problem for a long time. But this one healed the same, it started similar fashion, but within 5 days, it healed completely. So it's not just internally, these herbs can help to dry up, and like anti-inflammatory effect will be there even when we use them physically, externally also. So that was the practical experience I had in India. So next taste is bitter taste. It's called tiktaras. It has more of air and space element. Examples are bitter gourd, turmeric, neem, aloe vera, fenugreek, kale, spinach, etc. So these herbs will have antimicrobial property. So mostly bitter, just like we don't like much of bitter taste, even these microorganisms won't like this bitterness. So that's why they are antimicrobial. So they can clear infections, stimulate taste buds with time. Like initially we won't feel it, but with time, like if we consume more of bitter foods, our taste buds start activated. Because at times with age also we lose these taste buds, we won't be able to sense that taste. So if we consume these bitter taste, it can help to again rejuvenate those taste buds. It can stimulate appetite, it is cooling and brings lightness in the body. It detoxifies body and also great for pancreas and cleanses liver. It clears the mind. Just like it can cleanse our body, our mind also, it can purify our thoughts. It reduces weight, brings dryness, and stops bleeding. So I use this particular bitter taste and all the bitter herbs. My aunt had she had banged the door, and she put her toe in the door, and it was bleeding and lot of pain. She got fever. So it was an open wound. So I made oil with neem, turmeric, and aloe vera infused like in a mild low flame. I put castor oil and boiled these herbs in a low flame. Once it was cooled, I applied on the toe, and within a week it completely almost healed. It was so painful, and she had very much fever, high fever, headache because of this pain. And we could use these herbs not just internally, also externally. The same effect will be there. It didn't get into other issues like infection and more adverse effects. So when we consume this in excess, it can bring dryness in the body, hair, and skin. It can cause constipation. It can cause pain in the bones and joints, loss of appetite, weak digestion, blocks channels, and there will be loss of memory and other brain related issues. Because more of air element will be there. And so it affects all these channels, and hence the memory issues, dementia and all are because of more of vata element within us, the wind element. Okay, the last taste is the astringent taste. It's called kashaya ras. So it has more of air and earth element. So because of the earth element, it is little more like lubricating effect. So examples are raw banana, banana flower, banana stem, jamun fruit, pomegranate, chickpeas, green beans, turmeric, and most raw vegetables. So turmeric is also here because few herbs can have a mixture of tastes. So dominant will be a particular element and taste, and this will be like subtaste. So this has air and earth element. So it inactivates tongue. As soon as we consume it, our tongue becomes like numb for a while. So it can cause obstruction of passages. So this will like block the flow. Just like the tongue becomes numb, there will be blockage in the flow of blood there. So stops excess secretions like bleeding, diarrhea, anything that is flowing, excess sweat, excess watering, excess saliva, it can reduce. This particular taste helps there. It can calm down our mind or acids like hypothyroidism and hyperacidity. So anything excess that is there, juicy liquidity in the body, it can stop that. Temporarily reduces taste but stimulate taste buds with time, just like the bitter taste. And it is also drying and lighter in quality because of the air element there. Air is very light, right? And it can dry up things. And at emotional level, it promotes anxiety, fear, and insecurity. So always this air element will bring that agitation, anxiety. It's very much moving, right? So that's why these qualities. And you would have seen my video on stopping the excess menstrual bleeding. So I had this problem, and using banana flour, it helped within hours. I had continuous excess bleeding, and it was a very painful thing. And it was for the first time I experienced during my recent India visit. And just within 2 hours, I could experience this effect. It stopped the bleeding. So when we consume this astringent taste in excess, what can it do? Because it can dry up things, it can completely cause dryness in the body. It can cause constipation, joint pains, memory loss, mood swings, and blockages in the body because it will stop everything. So here, amla and haritaki, these are the two herbs which have 5 tastes present in them. So it just doesn't have the salt taste, but all other tastes it has. That's why they have very beneficial qualities, like they are anti-microbial, then they rejuvenate, anti-aging. So many benefits. It helps in immunity. So these are the very safest herbs for most of the health problems, because they have this 5 tastes. It's also said that if we don't have all the 6 tastes in our plate, just consuming amla at the end, like amla candy or something, will satiate and brings all the good effects to us. So here the concept of health is just we need to analyze our body, our nature, and see what is missing, which element is missing, and provide that element that our body needs. And along with that, we should include all the 5 elements, not just the taste, because nothing can bring the effect just with one thing. All the 5, because we are made of 5 elements, we should provide good amount of water. Then we should do proper exercising, do the pranayam breathing well, deep breathing, do the relaxation techniques like meditation. And then we should eat all things in balance. Always balance is the key. Anything excess means it will cause the imbalance, and that brings the diseases. It is that simple. It is going to the root level, to the elements level. So just implement these taste principles and help yourself at home. Use the right taste at the right time, considering your body, the season. Ayurveda considers all the aspects. So only then brings the health. And we all should live naturally, love nature, learn from nature, have gratitude towards nature, and become one with nature. It's only that oneness that brings health and happiness. Thank you all. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask now. I'll unmute.
Hello, I'm from Orange County, Irvine.
Okay.
And I have a question about the arthritis.
Okay.
I know you cover up a little bit, but I want to know more about the arthritis. What kind of food we should have?
Yes, arthritis is mostly like the air element is dominant there. So there, the element air will be more, and that brings the dryness in the body, and so there won't be that lubrication effect, and we experience the pains in joints and all those things. It's the air element. So taking more of sour taste. So to reduce the air element, like we saw, right, in for vata, we should take more of the sour. Like when there is, let's go to sour 1 minute. So here the qualities are like this, and so this can increase pitta and kapha. That means it will increase the it will reduce the air element and improve the earth and fire element. So that will help to reduce your arthritis problems. So that's why even oil application, so not just the taste. In taste, you should consume more of sour and salty taste, but we should also do other elements, like doing oil massages helps. Like the stiffness in joints can help to relieve that arthritic pain and stiffness in the joints by applying oil that is being infused with the salt in it.
So
So
what
there
kind
is
of
rigidity.
oil? Which oil? Because there's so
Sesame
many of.
oil would be the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it has
Thank
that heat element. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure. So when we understand the functions and the element that causes the problem, we can exactly detect what is going wrong and how we can just help ourselves. Unknowingly, we'll be taking, like, suppose, for example, curd is there. We think curd is very cooling and we would like to have in summers, but it can aggravate the fire element so much. So these are simple things that we don't know. So understanding this element at the element level helps us a lot.
So Neelima, is there any food that you avoid after you are getting like an aging process, like certain food you used to eat when you are young and now you're not supposed to be eating because it's not good for your aging process, like this kind of element like arthritis and hypothyroid, thyroid problem, heart problem, BP. Because once we start having aging process, certain food we can consume when we are young, but now is there any particular food that you said you should not eat or avoid, or maybe less percent?
Yeah, aging is again mostly the vata element. Like in Ayurveda, it says that as we start our life, it is more of kapha in nature, then the fire pitta element will be there. And then as we age, it is more of vata. So we undergo these arthritis and such problems, drying, then memory issues. So taking more of sour foods would be better, and little bit of less, like bitter foods would be less. Like, yeah, leafy vegetables and bitter things will be difficult to digest also, because as we age, the digestion will be less because there is no fire there. So
Yeah.
avoiding little bit of bitter and astringent taste. It's not complete avoiding. We should take little bit, but
Okay.
more of sour and sweet taste.
Okay.
The
Okay.
sweet is nourishing, right? As we age, our bones, everything will become weak. The body tissues also will start loosening. So building strength is important. So taking more sweet and sour would help.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Very nice. In the morning here at 6:30, you started. It was really refreshing and I absorbed everything what you said.
Great. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Sure. Welcome. Another thing with my case, I would just say I had this acidity and these problems, right? So I didn't know in the beginning, but now I understand. Like we think buttermilk is very good, but then when there are the body and stomach is in acidic condition, if we take that sour buttermilk, it will actually increase the acids in us. So it should not be sour foods. Sour foods will increase acidity. So that fire will increase, and then more of ulcers and ulceration. We will aggravate the problem. So we usually think, I used to think buttermilk is so good. So such things we can now completely analyze and correct ourselves where we are doing mistake. And the same thing now the modern research talks, good bacteria, and also with regard to herbs, it talks as if like the antioxidants present, the phytochemicals present. In a different language it speaks, but when we go through at the root level, this is the basic thing. It's all connected, but in different languages.
I have, sorry, another one question. What
Yes.
about the tulsi? Tulsi tea
Yes.
count as acidic or warm
Yeah.
or?
Yes, it is. It has more of fire element. As you see, we take it more during congestion to relieve cough, cold, fever. So it has that fire element. So it will improve the fire in our body, and hence the problems like this cold, cough will subside.
So it's better to consume in the winter time, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we do all Tulsi puja, Tulsi wedding with the amla plant. So they're all helpful herbs during this winter.
Namaste, Neelima ji, do you hear me?
Yes, yes, please tell.
Yeah, I have a question. Like kids these days, they like everything sour, like sour strawberries, lime juice. Especially my kids, they love it so much. And sometimes we tend to think like lime is good, lime juice is good. It should have good properties, so we let them. But I'm worried if it is too much sourness. So what do you suggest about lime juice for children?
So are they taking only now more of it, or during the whole year they take more of sour foods?
During the whole year. Like they
Whole
always,
year.
when wedge of lime,
Okay.
they want to take it and bite on it tight.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Right. So actually their body may be craving for it and it needs it. So maybe the body, the nature of your kids is like more of having more of air element. They'll be very active. So to calm down, they need that sour taste. So it will do good to them.
Okay.
But you just give other tastes also along with this, not just sour, because anything excess and only that if we take, it will definitely cause imbalance. So give more of sour and then little bit of other tastes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also water. By drinking water, do we get that water element? Is drinking more water necessary than just when you're thirsty?
Yeah, definitely it will. Water element, if we take, water will increase only, but we should not consume anything excess, right? Only when we have the thirst and when the body is demanding for water, we should provide that. Not just because water is good for health and drinking 1 liter, 1.5 liters daily. Not that way. Yeah,
Thank you.
sure. Welcome. So everywhere balance is the key. We should have the balance in everything.
Namaste, Neelima ji.
Namaste. Namaste. Please tell your question.
My body is vata, this thing, predominant. So what type of food I should take daily? Because of that, I'm having pains in the body. And when I do a little bit more work, my body cannot withstand.
Yeah. So the vata, as we saw, like in this particular winter season, it will be more aggravated. The wind element will be more. So taking more of sweet taste and the sour taste will help. Like consuming all these berries, strawberries, then doing oil massages. So sweet, sour and salty taste will help.
Oh,
Along
so
with that, yeah, sour taste, sweet taste. First is sweet taste in the sequence. As we saw, there is a sequence, right? If it is more vata, we should take more sweet, sour, salty taste. And you reduce the leafy vegetables and astringent taste and pungent taste. Reduce, but take more of the first three elements, the taste.
What we can take, because the cholesterol problem and all will be there, no? So that's
Right. So all the sour foods are anti-cholesterol. Like, see, lemon, all the berries, strawberries, blueberries, they all are sour and they have that quality too. They're antioxidants and have high polyphenols in modern language. And so the sour taste again, like amla, lemons, oranges that we get in this season, they help to remove that blockages. They are anti-cholesterol.
Okay, so mostly I have to change in taking fruits, a type of fruits.
Yeah, prefer more of sour and sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, even like see pineapple, we suggest in Uni5 pineapple with turmeric and black pepper, little bit of a pinch of black pepper. So pineapple is also, if we see, it is sour and sweet taste, right? So it will help to reduce the vata and bone problems.
Oh, you said pineapple reduces?
Yes, yes. It is
Oh,
sweet and sour, right? It is anti-inflammatory.
okay.
Yeah.
I want to know whether this Kapilavanam is your Uni5 company or any other outside organization.
No, it is our own, like from Uni5 only.
Oh, okay. Then it's okay.
Yes.
So if we buy from that, whether the organization will be get benefited like that, for that purpose I'm asking.
Okay, okay. Yeah, basically the quality would be best you can get. And yes, it will be helpful for the organization as well.
Yes, because we are taking help from your organization, something we have to offer, no? So only in the afternoon we were discussing whether
Okay.
Kapilavanam, then I said it may not be this outside agency, I think like that. That's why I'm...
No, it is from Uni5 only. Thank you so much for your wonderful, kind thoughts for us.
No, not. We are getting so many benefits from your organization, no? So...
Thank you. You can also give reviews. I have put in the like Google for reviews. So uni5naturally@gmail.com is the email and you can put reviews there. If you feel
Please
you have
put a
been
message
benefited,
to me so
yeah.
that I can... Okay.
If you feel you have been benefited from us, please give us a review. It would
Yes,
help us.
actually, my brother, I suggested you this thing to my brother. So he talked to Mrs. Nandini also. So
Okay.
he's very happy with the way they suggested him and all. So only afternoon we were talking how to give back something to like that by buying something also indirectly we will be doing something. No? So,
Definitely. Thank you so much. Thank you.
okay, thank you so much. You are doing such a nice service.
My pleasure. I just want, it's so interesting, right? Just using taste, we can help ourselves, like get rid of the problems and so many mistakes we do without knowing. Like we will eat curd when we should not eat. Simple things we won't know. Yeah.
That is true. All we know, but we don't know how to use.
Yes. Yeah.
You are doing such a nice service.
Thank you. Thank you.
Whether Pradeep ji will see the patients, outpatients, or no consultancy like that?
Physically, we don't have consultations.
Okay.
But in future, we might start. We will inform shortly. Yeah, that is there in the discussion and plans.
My
But
friend's
right now,
husband
it's not
badly
there.
needs with allopathy medicine, immediate cure he got, but in long run, I suggested them to go for other streams of medicine. So, Chennai, he settled, no, Pradeep ji.
Yes.
So, I wanted to get clarification from you. If his services are available, so I can.
Sure, definitely. We'll inform you. For now, it is not there, ma'am.
Not there.
Yeah.
Through at least through WhatsApp message or this thing, can we connect to him?
Yes, that is there, right? We have Telegram group, Uni5 Health.
Health.
Yes. Through that, any question you
that
ask?
is enough.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I
We'll
thought.
complete in detail message.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Vijay.
You have the link to join, right?
Yes, I am already in that.
You're there, right? Yes.
For my friend's husband, I am asking. So there is consultancy, they can go and meet him like that.
Yeah.
I can suggest to them afterwards that is their this thing, no? Whether they can.
Yes. No, any questions they can freely ask in the Telegram groups.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I will
And
tell
even
them.
personally, if you are hesitant to ask in the group, personally also you can message us.
Personally, to whom we can message?
So in the group, the Telegram group, you can find us, right? Dr. Pradeep, Usha Nandini is there. You can message.
Oh, Usha Nandini. Usually
Yes.
with Usha.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Thank you all. We'll end the session here. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll close.